As we're programming with pointers, one thing that you're definitely going to see is a segmentation fault. And this is when your program is attempting to access memory that it shouldn't be accessing. And so these can be difficult to debug, but just to start understanding segmentation faults, let's take a look at this file called pointer0.c. So in this file, we can see that we're declare integer pointer p. So here we're reserving memory that's going to store an address that should point to an integer. But we haven't actually said what address that should be. And so just like when we when we declare a variable of any other type, we're reserving memory, but if we just declare it and we don't initialize it to anything, there's already something there. And so here, there's something in this, in the memory location that holds p, and we can interpret that as a memory address. And so let's actually just start off by printing what is there, just to really convince ourselves of this fact. And we've got some unused variables because we commented some stuff out, but that's fine. So in P, there is some value, and we can interpret it as a memory address, and that's going to point somewhere. So now let's continue on. So now what are we doing in this next line? So we're saying P holds some memory address, and we're going to set whatever that memory address points to, so wherever that is, we're going to set its value to 15. So we can do this. It's going to let us, going to be able to do this, but this is sort of, let's see, this is sort of dangerous, right? We didn't reserve that space for the 15, and so it's possible that this could cause us trouble down the line. So here, when instead of just declaring my integer pointer q, here we're actually setting it to null. So we're not, rather than just allowing whatever was stored in that memory location before to just be interpreted as a memory address, we are setting it to null. And so this way, if we try to access it, we will get an error and we'll be able to track it down more easily. So now, when I try to set whatever q points to 20, I am going to get, I guess I could actually, the point would be to delete all of these. So now let's just go ahead and run this, compile it and run it. And we see we got a segmentation fault. And that's because on this line, we tried to set whatever q points to 20. But q holds null, so q doesn't point to anything. And so in general, even if you don't set things to null, if you are trying to access memory that you haven't reserved, you may or may not get a segmentation fault, and so these can be difficult to track down. And one thing you can do is, when you initialize your pointers, is to set them to null if you would like. So there we saw a segmentation fault.